Greetings and salutations. This is Paige Garwood, and we're just going to have a short little snippet of a lesson where we're going to be talking about one of the most important things you need to know when a new piece of music is sitting in front of you. And that information is going to be, what key is this song in? Because if you know what key a song is in, then you know what chords you're going to use, you know what scales you're going to draw from for the melody or for any soloing you may wish to do. So it's very, very, very important. There's 12 different keys you can choose from. So if you know what key it's in, you've knocked off 11 keys that you don't have to think about. So we're going to show you a quick and dirty way of figuring out what key a song is in when all you're given is a sheet of music with staff on it with flats and sharps. We're not talking about tablature, we're not talking about chord sheets or lyric sheets. You're given a piece of music, like maybe a hymnal or a piano score, and you're going to see a key signature. That's the very first thing you see to the left, right next to that little treble clef sign thing, or bass clef, depending on what instrument you're playing. And the number of sharps or flats that you see there are going to give you all the information you need to know. So let's get started. Let's dig in. All right? Now, a key signature is going to have flats or sharps in it. You won't see both. And so I'm going to show you a quick and dirty way of how to figure out what key a song is in just by looking at the sharps or flats. All right? Let's get started. We're going to start off with sharp keys first. You notice here in the top line, in the second measure in, by the way, this first measure, there's the key signature, there's nothing there, right? Right after the treble clef, there's nothing there. Well, that means if there's no sharps or flats, you're in the key of C. Now over here we have one sharp, and that sharp is on the top line. What is the name of that sharp, that note that's sharped on that line? From the top, bottom to the top, every good boy deserves fudge. That sharp is on the F line, so that note is an F sharp. Well, when you see a key signature with a sharp, find the last sharp you see displayed. In this case, there's only one, and it's an F sharp. What's the next letter in the alphabet? That would be a G. So this is one sharp. It's an F sharp. We're in the key of G. That means G major scale. That means the chord's in the key of G, right? Let's go to the next one. How many sharps do you see there? I see 2. Now go to the sharp that's furthest into the measure. The last sharp you see moving from left to right. And this time, this note that's sharp is a C. That's a C sharp. What's the next letter in the alphabet? Musical alphabet? D. So D has 2 sharps in it. You're in the key of D. If you know you're in the key of D, you know the chords you're going to use, you know the major scale or minor scale you're going to use, you're off to the races. One more. Let me just grab one that's a little bit more complex. Come down here. Measure 6. I see 5 sharps here, right? Find the sharp that is furthest to the right. All right? The furthest to the right would be this one sharp that's in the A space, second space from the bottom. That note is A. So that note's an A sharp. What is the next letter in the musical alphabet after A? Well, B. Guess what key we're in? We're in the key of B. So to find a key signature to define the key signature of a key that has sharps in it, find the last sharp that you see displayed, and it'll be the one to the furthest to the right. It'll be the one that's the last one you see. Figure out the name of the note that is being sharped, and then just go to the next letter in the alphabet, and that's the key you're in. Now, the last 2 bear a little bit of difference. Take a look at 5, 6, 7, where you see 6 sharps. The last note you see sharped is on the E line, right? It's an E sharp. Well, the key signature for this would not be an F. It would be an F sharp. F sharp. And the last one, the last sharp that you see, there's 7 sharps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last note you see sharped is a B sharp. That means the key signature for that one's going to be a C sharp. Guess what? You're hardly ever going to see these last 2 key signatures. You rarely see a key in the key of B. The most common key signatures you'll see with sharps in them will be from, it won't go much past the key of E. But now you know and you can figure it out. Find the last sharp, go to the next letter in the alphabet. Now let's look at keys that have flats in them. The first thing about flats is it kind of goes backwards from the way we dealt with sharps. Remember, sharps, you go find the last sharp that you see and go to the next letter in the alphabet. This kind of does it different. When you see a flat key, you go to the last flat that you see and then back up one. And that's the name of the key you're in. Now, measure 9, you just see one flat there. You just have to accept this in faith. One flat is F. Some things you got to remember. It's F. But now take a look at the measure 10 where there's 2 flats here. You have a B flat and an E flat, right? Well, what's the last flat that you see, the furthest to the right? Well, that's an E flat, that top line. Back up 1 flat. Well, what note do you back up to? You back up to a B flat. Guess what key you're in? B flat. Let's find another one. Over here, 4 flats down here. Find the flat that's furthest to the right. And it happens to be D flat, right there. D flat. Back up to the next flat, just preceding it, and that would be this A flat. That's the key you're in, A flat. So with flats, you find the last flat, back up a flat, and that's the name of the key you're in. Let's go to this last one, where you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 flats. Your last flat is what? An F flat. Okay. Back up to the flat just before that. And that would be a C flat. See how that works? So with flat keys, you find the last flat, back up 1. That's the name of your key. With sharps, you find the last sharp and go to the next letter in the alphabet. Quick and dirty. When you understand what key you're in, you know what chords you're going to play, you know what scale the melody is going to come out of, you're off to the races. All right? Mr. G, I'm out of here.